Your kitchen counter has meal prep containers. Your Friday nights look boring to everyone. Your friends think you are playing it too safe. But you are not playing it safe. You are playing it smart. The system never told you this. A woman content with ordinary habits stops spending. And a woman who stops spending is dangerous. Billion-dollar marketing budgets exist to prevent exactly that. The wealthiest women you will never see on Instagram are not doing anything flashy. They are doing 10 unsexy things repeatedly, without apology. The psychological gap between them and everyone else is not intelligence. It is tolerance for boredom. Finish this list today and you will walk away changed. You will see wealth building for exactly what it actually looks like. Before the list starts, there is one thing you need to know. Boring habits feel like deprivation because of hedonic adaptation. Think of it this way. Your brain treats any repeated pleasure as completely normal within weeks. Whatever thrills you today becomes invisible to you in 3 weeks. The woman chasing a dopamine hit from every new purchase is not enjoying more life. She is running on a treadmill that brands built for her brain. The woman with the meal prep containers already got off that treadmill. Number 1. She cooks the same 7 meals on rotation. This is not a poverty habit. This is a decision fatigue hack. Decision fatigue is what happens when your brain burns through its best daily energy on trivial choices. It leaves you vulnerable to impulse spending by 7 p.m. Jessica is a 34-year-old project manager making $68,000 a year. She used to spend roughly $900 a month on groceries she never cooked and delivery apps. She locked in a 7-meal rotation and prepped every Sunday. Her monthly food spend dropped to under $400. Over a decade, that single gap compounds into something that changes her retirement picture entirely. Number 2. She does not shop without a 48-hour cooling window. Not a list. Not a budget cap. A waiting period. The retail industry's entire digital infrastructure is engineered to eliminate the space between desire and purchase. One-click checkout. Saved payment methods. Flash sale countdowns. The moment you reinsert that gap, the algorithm loses. A purchase driven by urgency activates your brain's reward pathway before you evaluate anything. The 48-hour window forces your prefrontal cortex back into the conversation. More than 70% of items placed in online carts and abandoned are never repurchased. That is not a coincidence. That is proof the impulse was always the product. Number 3. She has one investment transfer that happens before she wakes up. Not a manual transfer. An automatic one that clears before she opens her banking app on payday. This works not because it requires discipline. It works because it removes her from the equation entirely. Willpower is a finite daily resource. Automation does not get tired. A woman who auto-transfers even $200 per paycheck into a separate high-yield account is not investing aggressively. She is investing consistently. And over a decade, consistency beats aggression almost every single time. Number 4. She cancels subscriptions on a quarterly audit. Every 3 months she opens her bank statement and reads it like a prosecutor. Not a casual scroll. A line-by-line audit. The subscription economy is built on one behavioral fact. Humans are dramatically bad at tracking recurring charges. The psychological trick embedded in subscriptions is called the endowment effect. Think of it like this. Once you own something, your brain inflates its value even if you stopped using it months ago. You resist canceling it because your brain has claimed it as yours. The quarterly audit bypasses that emotional attachment by making the math cold and visible. Number 5. She buys the ugly version. Generic packaging. Store brands. The boring option without the marketing. Consumer research consistently shows that store brands pass identical regulatory standards as name brands. The price gap is not quality. It is advertising budget recovery. A woman who buys the store brand version of her top 15 grocery staples saves between $80 and $120 per month. That is not dramatic per trip. Compounded across a decade, it becomes a down payment. Number 6. She does not upgrade on schedule. She upgrades on failure. Her phone is not 3 years old because she cannot afford a new one. It is 3 years old because it still works. The consumer electronics industry designs upgrade cycles around psychological obsolescence, not actual product death. The moment your phone feels slow, that is not hardware decay. That is a software update calibrated to create exactly that feeling. Recognizing the manipulation is the habit. Number 7. She sleeps on anything over $100. Not a complicated rule. Not a spreadsheet. Just a single night pause on any non-recurring purchase over $100. The retail window between Thursday evening and Sunday afternoon is the most psychologically manipulated time block in consumer spending. Brands know women shop emotionally when they are tired and socially overstimulated. The weekend purchase pause is a quiet act of financial self-defense. Number 8. She talks about money without embarrassment. She asks for prices before she commits. She negotiates her bills. She openly discusses salary. The wealth gap between women who talk about money comfortably and those who find it awkward is not just cultural. It is quantifiable. Women who negotiate their salaries even once early in their careers can out-earn non-negotiating peers by $500,000 or more across a full working life. Number 9. She tracks net worth, not account balance. Checking your account balance is looking at one window of a house and calling it a home inspection. Net worth is what you own minus what you owe. It is the only number that tells you whether you are actually building wealth. Women who track net worth monthly develop a fundamentally different psychological relationship with spending. Every purchase becomes visible in the larger equation. Number 10. She protects her Saturday morning like a financial meeting. 1 hour. No phone. A weekly money check-in. What came in? What went out? What needs attention? This habit has no aesthetic. There is no trendy sunrise ritual version of it. And that is exactly why it works. It creates what behavioral economists call a monitoring effect. Think of it this way. The simple act of watching your own behavior changes it almost immediately. Women who do a weekly financial review consistently spend less impulsively in the following 7 days. Here is the full picture now. Every single one of these habits shares one DNA strand. They all create a deliberate pause between you and the system designed to extract your money. Automatically, emotionally, continuously. The instant gratification culture does not label patience as boring by accident. It labels patience as deprivation because a patient woman cannot be rushed. She cannot be flash sold. She cannot be algorithmed into a cart. The one behavioral shift you can start today requires no app and no spreadsheet. Pick the single habit from this list that requires the least friction for your current life. Lock it in for 30 days. Not all 10. 1. Because one deeply embedded routine creates the neurological scaffolding for the next one. The boring woman at the kitchen table with her meal prep containers is not missing out. She is compounding. And these quiet daily habits get tested hardest from the outside. The dinner invitations. The group vacations. The gift exchanges. The social circles that spend at a level that quietly pressures you to match them. Click the video on your screen right now. Let's expose how your friend group's lifestyle is functioning as an invisible monthly bill you never agreed to pay.